Hello everyone. In today's Cretaceous profile remake, we're going to be doing is an apex predator that lived in North America before T-Rex, and that is a Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus is a genus of Acrocanthosaurus dinosaur that existed in what is now North America during the early Cretaceous, from 113 to 110 million years ago, meaning Acrocanthosaurus has never met Megaraptorans or Tyrannosaurids or Spinosaurids. Acrocanthosaurus is named after its tall neural spines, from the Greek of akara, high, acantha, thorn or spine, and saurus is lizard. There is only one named species, A. Acrocanthosaurus, after Atoka County in Oklahoma, where the original specimens were found. The name was coined in 1950 by American paleontologists J. Willie Stovall and Juan Longston Jr. Longston had proposed the name Acrocanthosaurus alcatensis for the genus and species in his unpublished 1947 master's thesis, but the name was changed to Acrocanthosaurus for formal publication. The holotype and paratype OMNH 10146 and OMNH 1010147, discovered in the early 1940s and described at the same time in 1950, consisted of two partial skeletons and a piece of the skull material from the Antlers Formation in Oklahoma. The two much more complete specimens were described in the 1990s. The first, SMU 74646, is a partial skeleton missing most of the skull, recovered from the Twin Mountains Formation of Texas and currently part of the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History collection. An even more complete skeleton, NCSM 14345, nicknamed Fran, was recovered from the Antlers Formation of Oklahoma by Chaffis Hall and Sid Love, prepared by the Black Hills Institute in South Dakota, and it is now housed in the North Carolina Museum of Natural Science in Raleigh. The specimen is the largest and includes the only known complete skull and forelimbs skeletal elements of OMNH 10147 are almost the same size as comparable bones in NCSM 14345, indicating an animal is of roughly the same size, while the holotype and SMU 74646 are significantly smaller. The presence of Acrocanthosaurus in the Clovery Formation was established in 2012 with the description of another partial skeleton, UM20796, the specimen, consisting of parts of two vertebrates, partial pubic bones, a femur, a partial fibula, and fragments, represents a juvenile animal. It came from a bone bed in the Big Horn Basin of north central Wyoming and was found near the shoulder blade of a Poseidon in assessment of other fragmentary theropod. Remains from the formation may also belong to Acrocanthosaurus, which may be the only large theropod in the Clovery Formation. Unlike many other dinosaur genera, much less large theropods, Acrocanthosaurus inhabited both the western and eastern regions of North American continent. The presence of the genus in the Oradale Formation of Maryland, roughly concurrent with the western formations, had long been suspected with teeth almost identical to Acrocanthosaurus previously known from the formation. In 2024, an incomplete theropod skeleton, USNM 466054, from the Ardell Formation was identified as that of a subadult Acrocanthosaurus, referred to as ACF acrocanthensis, marking the first definitive record of the genus from eastern North America. This skeleton, the most completely known theropod specimen from the formation, despite its fragmentary nature, had been previously identified as an ornithomimosaur until this study, and also represents the smallest known individual of the genus. Acrocanthosaurus may be known from less complete remains outside of Oklahoma, Texas, Wyoming, and Maryland. A tooth from the southern Arizona has been referred to the genus, and matching tooth marks have been found in sauropod bones from the same area. Many other teeth and bones from various geologic formations throughout the western United States have been also referred to Acrocanthosaurus, but most of these have been misidentified. There is, however, some disagreement with this assessment regarding fossils from the Clovery Formation. And for size, Acrocanthosaurus was among the largest theropods known to exist, with an estimated skull length of 1.23 to 1.29 meters, 4.0 to 4.2 feet, and body length of 11 to 11.5 meters, or 36 to 38 feet, based on the largest known specimen like NCSM 14345, for example. Researchers have yielded body mass estimates for this specimen between 4.4 and 6.6 metric tons, 4.9 and 7.3 short tons, based on various techniques. From the bones features a holotype OMNH 10146 and NCM SNM sorry NCM sorry having a hard time NCSM 14345. It is estimated that Acrocanthosaurus required at least 12 years to fully grow. This number may have been much higher because, in the process of bones remodeling and the growth of the medullary cavity, some Harris lines were lost. If accounting for these lines, Acrocanthosaurus needed 18 to 24 years to be mature. The bite force of Acrocanthosaurus was studied and compared with that of 33 other dinosaurs by Sakamoto in 2022. According to the results, its bite force at the interior parts of the jaw was 8,266 newtons, while the posterior bite force was estimated to be 16,894 newtons. In 2005, scientists reconstructed an Indo-case replica of Acrocanthosaurus cranial cavity using computed tomograph CT scanning to analyze the spaces within a hollow-type brain case. OMNH 10146 in life. Much of these space would have been filled with the meringeous and cerebrospinal fluid. In addition to the brain itself, however, the general features of the brain and cranial nerves could be determined from the endocase and compared to other theropods, for which endocasts have been created. While the brain is similar to many theropods, it is most similar to that of Allosaurids. It most resembles the brains of Acrocanthosaurus and Giganotosaurus, rather than Allosaurus or Sinraptor, providing support for the hypothesis that Acrocanthosaurus was a Carcharodontosaurid. Definite Acrocanthosaurus fossils have been found in the Twin Mountains Formation of northern Texas, the Antlers Formation of southern Oklahoma, and the Clovery Formation of north central Wyoming and Oradale Formation in Maryland. These geological formations have not been dated radiometrically, but scientists have used biostrategically to estimate their age based on changes in ammonite taxa. The boundary between the Aptian and Albian stages of the early Cretaceous has been located within the Glen Rose Formation of Texas, which may contain Acrocanthosaurus footprints, and lies just above the Twin Mountains Formation. This indicates that the Twin Mountain Formation lies entirely within the Appalachian stage, which lasted from 125 to 112 million years ago. The Antlers Formation contains fossils of Deinonychus and Tyrannosaurus, two dinosaur genera also found in Clovery Formation, which has been radiometrically dated to the Apician and Albian stages, suggesting a similar age for the antlers. Therefore, Acrocanthosaurus most likely existed between 125 and 100 million years ago. During this time, the area preserved in the Twin Mountains and the Antlers formations was a large floodplain that drained into the shallow inland sea a few million years later. This sea would expand to the north, becoming the Western Interior Seaway and dividing North America into two for nearly the entire late Cretaceous. The presence of Acrocanthosaurus in the Arudale Formation suggests that it had managed to spread across the continent before the seaway could impede it. The Glen Rose Formation represents a coastal environment with possible Acrocanthosaurus tracks preserved in mud flats along the ancient shoreline. As Acrocanthosaurus was a large predator, it is expected that it had an extensive home range and lived in many different environments in the area. It preyed on animals, include sauropods like Astrodon or possibly the enormous Sauroposeidon, as well as large ornithopods like Tenontosaurus. The smaller theropod, Deinonychus, also prowled the area, but at 3 meters, 10 feet in length, most likely provided only minimal competition or even food for Acrocanthosaurus. It did not have any natural enemies, but for Acrocanthosaurus, they would have competed for territory, for mates, and for food. It's not known why Acrocanthosaurus became extinct in North America. Either climate change or the disappearance of its prey or something. And that's it for Acrocanthosaurus. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later, guys.